What is up, guys? So today I actually got in all these parts. So if you haven't seen the video of my parts haul unboxing, please watch that video. So thank again to Taylor Webb. I'll have his Instagram on the screen, and he's a fellow EP3 owner. So he sent this out to me. Super cool of him. So I'm gonna install this Momo steering wheel, the quick release, and this boss kit, screws, try to get the horn to work. So let's install it on this EP3. We're in front of the EP3 right now. First thing to do is pop the engine bay to unplug the battery. So you don't do this at your own risk. You have to undo the airbag clips, so you don't want that to accidentally explode on you or anything. So just to be safe, unplug the battery and make sure there's no charge left. So let's go ahead and do that. It's usually a 10mm. Mine's also 10mm. So let's go ahead and do that. Just undo it like so. You don't need to take it off completely. You don't need to loosen this completely, because just so you can get it loosened and keep it far away from there. Make sure it's not touching any metal. So, yep, that's good. Now, that's good. So you should have no power to the car at all. So, you test your headlights or whatever, nothing works, as you can see. So, let's go ahead and take the steering wheel off. You want a 10mm ratchet to unplug your battery, flat screwdriver, a T30 Torx bit. You need this to remove the airbag. These are pretty hard to find. Go to your local Harbor Freight or any kind of tool shop. Maybe Lowe's has it, stuff like that. And the Phillips head screwdriver. So let's go ahead and start. Alright, so to put this in reference, there hasn't been any decent videos on how to do this. So you find this right here on the side of the steering wheel, and there's a little flat screwdriver notch for it, and just pry this open. Shouldn't be anything too difficult. Now once you get that pried open, just remove it like that, and there's one Torx bit right there. As you can see, that's not a normal hex or anything like that. And then there's one more on this side. So there's another thing. Do the same. So there's another one. Do the same thing. Alright, so we got those two off. And this is exposed. Again, another Torx bit. Now, so we're in front of the steering wheel. And so the first thing you want to do is undo this clip. Undone, you just pull this back like so, and it undoes the clip. Now that's for your airbag. Now after you do that, undo your cruise control. So that's two Phillips head screws, one right there and another one right there. So once you get those two Phillips head screws out, your cruise control will fall off. Now there's only one clip, so just undo that. Alright, now you get your Torx bit, T30, and you undo the bolts on one right there. The plastic overlays that we popped off, and another one right there. So at least on this particular car, this bolt is really long and it's pretty tight in the beginning. Put the Torx bit out. Pretty long bolt, pretty tight, and got some anti-seize on there and thread lock. So that was holding it in. They probably don't want this airbag to ever come out. So got one side out. As you can see, it's already very loose. So we're gonna get the other side out. Alright. So we got the second bolt out. So this just comes out like this. So as you can see, there's a lot of wires holding this in. So I'm just gonna not put too much tension, but leave that like this. I didn't film all the way, but to remove the airbag, you unclip the blue wire that was held onto here, and then unclip that yellow one, and take this out from their holder like I said back there. And you may be asking yourself, why do we have to remove the cruise control? It's because it's this clip right here. So you just fish it through here. But I'm just going to leave mine on until I remove that center bolt. And put this 90mm ratchet with an extension because of the dish here. And so you may need a breaker bar also if this is really tight. Before we do this, let's make sure that this steering wheel is completely centered. So I already have mine centered, but make sure yours is too. If your steering wheel locks, but you want it to be straight when you put your hub on, so just put your key in. If it feels like it's stuck, turn the wheel a little bit. So turn the wheel a little bit and then put your key in and it'll unlock. Now you can loosen this bolt, but don't loosen it all the way because we need to pull off the steering wheel. See how hard this is. Alright, just hit it from the bottom and we got it off. Hell yes. Okay, got that bolt off. Boom, our steering wheel falls off. Here we go, our steering wheel falls off. Make sure not to pull anything very hard because your clock spring is right there. Got the whole, oh shit, got the whole thing off. And here we go. Depending on your hub, if you have an energy hub, I'm not sure what you have to do, but I know for my boss kit hub, these are a little bit bigger. So you have to remove these little plastic things and remove your SRS. So to remove these plastic, it's 2 bolts at the bottom, Phillips head again, one right there, and another right here. So let's go ahead and undo those. So to remove this, there's a clip down there and a clip up here, and you might have to break a couple things, but there's no going back. So once you remove that white clip, this green one might be hard to take out, but you remove the bottom clip and kind of pry it off with a flathead screwdriver. You can take this assembly off. Alright, do not mess with this, but let me show you something cool. When you put your blinker on, it's going left, and then you turn left, it cancels out the blinker. Alright, now for this part, you can get your hub. And it should indicate what's top. Now, that's why you want to straighten out your steering wheel. You want these splines to be almost perfect, or as perfect as possible. To put this ring provided right here, because this allows it to sit flush, so this hub doesn't jiggle and move around like crazy, which is super unsafe. So once you get your hub on, centered, you start putting in the bolt and torque it down to, the EP3 is 28 foot-pounds from what I've researched, but it could be different. I'm doing to 28. You don't want to overdo it. So even without the bolt in, this thing should not jiggle. It should barely jiggle, or not jiggle at all. if it jiggles like crazy, I've seen some on eBay that like people that bought it and videos of them showing it moving like crazy. That's super unsafe. Return it and buy a higher quality one. It doesn't matter if it's $8 or $10. If the one that is $50 keeps you safe, that's worth it. So I can't stress enough, buy good quality parts. Now it's grounded to the side. Just gonna put on the quick release, tuck these wires in. So make sure to do this in a star shape pattern. So farthest away as possible. And once you get all the bolts in, tighten these down with the included Allen wrench. Again, in a star shape pattern. Alright, so once you get that all tightened down, then you can get your quick release. Once you get the quick release situated, you might be asking yourself, why don't you bolt up the steering wheel first onto the quick release and then put it on? It's because you want it to be centered. So you see that position? Perfect. Perfectly straight. So I'm gonna bolt it on how it's like that. So boom, right there, perfectly straight. Let's go ahead and do this. Don't forget to wire this up. Get to put this this washer on before you put on the steering wheel, and then bolt it up like a star pattern, like how we bolted up the quick release. Forget to plug in your battery again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again to Taylor. You're awesome, man. And peace out, and let your passion drive you.
Back from the dead.